Hello, my name is Kelsey Odom and I am in the EDLE 5620 course. Today I'm going to give you a presentation regarding early childhood and central office resources. Let's get started. The first detailed information I am going to provide you guys in this presentation is regarding the early childhood education. When trying to define what early education is, I found a definition that was easily understood. That definition is early childhood education is a broad term used to describe any type of educational program that serves to children in their preschool years before they are old enough to enter kindergarten. Early childhood education may consist of any number of activities and experiences designated to aid in the cognitive and social development of preschoolers before they enter the elementary school level. So what this is, it's a way for children to interact with other kids while they are learning and get really just the pre-kindergarten experience. So when they are ready for to enter kindergarten, they aren't so overwhelmed and they have all of the different skills and approaches needed to highly succeed in whichever school they attend. So, when researching to find where you can enter an early childhood educational program, I found that there are a variety of different places in which you can enroll your child. The different programs in which you can enroll them, some are home based, some are at public schools, and then the hours also vary depending on which location and type of program you enroll your child in. So the hours can vary. They can be half days, full days, they can be half year or full year, or you can pick different days within the week that you would like to have your child attend school. So it's really just based on the program that you pick out for your child, as well as the amount you can afford. When trying to understand the experience that children get when they're at the early childhood educational program, I researched and looked up a bunch of different videos that portrayed what a day in the life of a student looks like. During this time, I came upon a really awesome video. It's super short, but I would love for you guys to watch it. It really just lets you know what the child experiences through the day, what they're taught, the different interactions they have with peers, and then the cooperative lessons that teachers incorporate within their modules and content areas to ensure the students are getting the very best education before that pre-kindergarten year. Qualifications for this program, there are not any qualifications. It's solely based on your research and the educational programs you find that best suit your child. Some of the different lessons and experiences the students will receive during this time are undescribable. So they are going to get hands-on cooperative learning with a range of different teachers. So they're not set to just have one teacher. There's different certified teachers coming in and giving them that hands-on learning that they will hopefully get to take with them for years to come after this school. So that's after they're completed, they'll go to kindergarten, and these are skills that they will utilize throughout grade school. This program provides a variety of new knowledge and information to the students. It also prepares the parents for what's to come when children enter grade school. So the National Education Association recognized that a high quality early childhood program invites 5 crucial appointments. So it's provided a well-rounded curriculum that supports all areas of development. It addresses child health, nutrition, and family needs as part of the comprehensive services network. It assesses children to enhance student learning and identify concerns, and then it also employs well-educated, adequately paid teachers and provides small class sizes and low teacher-child ratios. So that teacher is actually being able to spend more one-on-one time with them, so the student is getting the very best opportunity to succeed and learn information at a higher pace. While there are a variety of different staff members that are in this small early educational program, the main teachers that provide students with a learning experience that is unlike any other are certified teachers, paraprofessionals, a principal or director, as well as a SPED department. Just in case that student needs accommodations or modifications, that SPED department is able to actually analyze the student, their different learning styles and see if there's something that they can put in place to help that student better succeed. There is a variety of different curriculums, interventions, and instructional approaches that are used within the early childhood educational program. They range from research-based curriculum scope and sequence, supporting staff to effectively implement criteria, curriculum aligned with the Head Start Early Learning Outcomes Framework, standardized trainings, procedures, and curriculum materials to help support implementation. And to the left of this screen where there is a big word collage, those are just different words that are used when one is explaining that early childhood education. They really kind of just tell you what the student is going to do on a day-to-day basis, as well as what the program is about throughout any program that you enroll your child in. Like any other program, this program also has to have a way to evaluate and monitor the program. For these purposes, it helps the student. It helps teachers know where the student is, if they're degressing or progressing, and if they are, what we can do to help increase whichever level they're at. So in this case, the way to monitor the program is data collection, checklist, site visits from the higher up administration, and then informal and formal observations within the classroom or out of the classroom time. So that could be at resource, or if the kids are doing some cooperative activity outside of the classroom, it could also include that. While looking at why and how the early childhood education programs are so effective and positive for students to get enrolled at an early age, I found some research that stated that 25% of children are more likely to drop out of school if they aren't enrolled in early education. 40% more likely more likely are to become a teen parent. 50% are more likely to be placed in special education. 60% are more likely to never attend college, and 70% are more likely to be arrested for a violent crime. So I thought that was super interesting, and those statistics should be shown to other parent guardians to know that early education is super essential if you want to see your child do big things. Like any other program in the educational field, there are mistakes that teachers make occasionally. However, there are also avoidance preparations in place so teachers don't have to repeat any mistakes. So one mistake that we really found within this program is parents saying, my child isn't ready for early education. They're already above grade level. What's the point of me sending them there? So how to avoid this is educators really explaining to parents that it's never too early to get your child in early education. They're learning far more than just the educational portion. They're also learning life skills like cooperative learning, as well as the social aspect of learning. So anything and everything that we do at our school is to really help prepare your child for not only grade school, also life after school. The other common mistake we see is I am not sending my child to early education at the age of 3. That's too young. Kids are never too young to start learning. The earlier they start, the more knowledge and experience that is gained. Next lesson in my presentation is on the subject of the central office resources. So let's get started. So what the Central Office Resources Program, it's not even a program, department is it provides a resource dealing with the various amount of matters to all employees and staff that are enrolled within a district. So it's definitely district-based, and there's different people that serve that I will communicate later on in my presentation on who serves the program and what each of them do. The different things that this program provides to students is the Central Office Resources. They offer the following resources to staff and employees. So different groups within the district provide support. So that could be the special education director or the interventional specialist. There's a variety of different subgroups within this office to help support the needs for pretty much any area that educational problems deal with. The other one is they deflect any community noise and handle it in a positive manner. So if there's anything that parents are having concerns with, they can actually reach out to this office, and the central office will actually give them positive feedback. However, it will be accurate and it will be positive. The last thing is they support and provide feedback to content and elective teachers regarding content or curriculum that is being placed out. So in my district, we have a streamline graphic pull down that shows you the different teachers and the different administrators that serve on our central office educators program. The people that provide the most resources is one, our superintendent, which is Dr. Kevin Rogers. The other right below him is our deputy superintendent, which is Dr. Lori Rapp. From there, it kind of branches off depending on if they're middle school, high school, or elementary school. I am currently in middle school educator, so I deal with our chief of schools, which is Leanne Lewis. We also have our director of organizational learning, which is Dr. Shauna Miller, the director of learning and teaching, which is Dr. Robert Thornell, and the director of accountability and evaluation, which is Dr. Sarah Fitzhugh. The different curriculum interventions and instructional approaches that are used within this program is, first of all, it's always done by a principal and or assistant principal, as well as the central office resources. So what this includes is teacher panoramas, professional development, in-person or virtual trainings, in-person and virtual observations, staff award ceremonies. That can include staff members of the month, yearly banquets, or anything like that. And then at my school in particular, we have a committee called the Sunshine Committee. It provides a mentorship as well as funding for any additional support that you may need. So it's a process that you go through. You apply to get it approved, and once it's approved, they kind of take you through the different levels that will best help support you. Like any other program, this central office resources is also to be evaluated and monitored to see if there's any improvements that can later occur within it. So one thing that they do assure that is happening at least quarterly is one-on-one meetings with your appraiser, observations from the administrator, teacher panoramas data. So they're receiving that data and seeing if there's any improvements on the entire program to help better it and for others to get the best possible experience. And then personal and collaborative goal status. So at the beginning of the year, you're to make those two goals, and your appraiser is consistently checking on it to see what your status is and if you're close to accomplishing them. If you're not, what are some steps that you could throw in there to make sure it's accomplished by the end of your goal, which is for us at the end of the year. Like all programs or experiences, there are some mistakes. However, there are ways to avoid those. So within this, I have seen some teachers say, I don't need to utilize a special education interventionist. I only teach pre-AP kids. How to avoid that, or to think of it differently, is special education students can be in pre-AP classes. Learning accommodation strategies to ensure they are learning to the best of their ability is essential for these groups. Just because you're special education does not mean you can't learn to a higher standard. It simply just means that you need a little more support to ensure that you're achieving whatever goal you have in mind. The other common mistake is I don't want to reach out to a stranger regarding a situation I'm experiencing. So this program is really geared towards supporting you and providing you with the resources that you need. And the employees within the central office are always so caring and ready to support you as best as possible. Thank you guys so much for listening to my presentation. I hope you learned a variety of information regarding early childhood education as well as central office resources. If you have any other questions, please feel free to email me at Kelsey, Kelsey, Odom, Odom, 3724 @yahoo.com.